In January 1961, they assassinated Patrice Lumumba, and Congo has never been the same again.
In the heart of Africa, in the vast and wounded land of Democratic Republic of Congo, there once rose a man whose voice shook empires. His name was Patrice Lumumba, a young man with fire in his words, hope in his heart, and freedom in his dreams. He was not born into wealth or power. He came from ordinary soil, from the struggles of Black Africans living under brutal Belgian colonial rule. The Congo was rich beyond imagination, filled with gold, diamonds, copper, uranium, and rubber. Yet its own people lived in poverty and fear, while foreign powers grew rich from their suffering. As a young man, Lumumba saw humiliation everywhere. Africans were treated like servants in their own homeland. They were denied dignity, denied education, denied freedom. But unlike many who stayed silent, Lumumba spoke. And when he spoke, people listened. He believed the Congo did not belong to Belgium, nor to foreign corporations, nor to powerful Western governments. He believed it belonged to the Congolese people. His speeches spread like wildfire across towns and villages. To the poor, he became a symbol of courage. To colonial rulers, he became dangerous. In 1960, after years of pressure and resistance, the Congo finally gained independence from Belgium. The world watched the ceremony in the capital city of Leopoldville, now Kinshasa. Belgium's King Baudouin gave a speech praising colonialism, speaking as if Belgium had civilized the Congo. Many African leaders sat quietly, but Patrice Lumumba could not. Against protocol, against pressure, against fear itself, he stood and delivered one of the most powerful anti-colonial speeches in history. He spoke of the whips, the insults, the forced labor, the stolen land, and the bloodshed the Congolese people endured under colonial rule. He declared that independence was not a gift from Belgium. It was won through struggle and sacrifice. His words burned like fire. "We are no longer your monkeys." The speech electrified Africans across the continent. But in the halls of Western power, alarm bells rang. This was the height of the Cold War. The Central Intelligence Agency and Western governments feared that African leaders who challenged Western control might align with the Soviet Union. Lumumba was not a communist in the way the West portrayed him. He was a nationalist who wanted true independence. But because he refused to bow to foreign interests, he was labeled a threat. Soon, chaos was unleashed. The mineral-rich Katanga region, backed by Belgian interests, attempted to break away from the Congo. Foreign mercenaries flooded the country. Political enemies within Congo turned against Lumumba. Western powers secretly supported efforts to remove him. The CIA reportedly discussed plans to eliminate him. Belgian officials also played direct roles in the conspiracy surrounding his downfall. Lumumba was arrested, beaten, humiliated, and paraded like a criminal. The man who once stood proudly before kings was now tied up like an animal. Still, even in prison, he did not surrender his spirit. In a final letter to his wife, he wrote words filled with pain, courage, and hope for Africa's future. He said history would one day speak the truth. Not the history taught in Brussels, Paris, or Washington, but the history written by free African people. Then came the night of horror. On January 17, 1961, Patrice Lumumba was flown to Katanga, where his enemies waited. He was tortured alongside two of his comrades. Then in cold blood, they were executed by firing squad. But the killers were not finished. To hide the crime, his body was cut apart and dissolved in acid. They tried to erase him completely from the earth itself. Yet they failed, because some men die, but become immortal. Today, Patrice Lumumba remains one of Africa's greatest symbols of resistance against colonialism, exploitation, and foreign interference. Across Africa and the Black world, his name still represents dignity, courage, and the dream of true freedom. He was only 35 years old when he was killed. A young nation lost its voice, and Africa lost one of its brightest sons.